Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. Cheers you all, you're all doing very well. Now, internet and urban myths, all that sort of weird claptrap that social media and the modern age, the new spin that we can put on urban legends and that kind of stuff, and in a way, trolling. Yes, that whole new concept, that whole new way to get at someone just through all their social media platforms and oh, let's be rude and nasty and antagonise someone. Ah, fuck off. Cowardly shitballs. But anyway, who remembers Momo? I can't even believe I'm going to discuss this. Momo! Yeah, that silly, stupid, insidious little internet hoax. Let's not forget that. It was a hoax, folks. And this was like some stupid, obviously J-horror, Ringu inspired type thing. Where this horrible harridan with big googly boss eyes and long straggly dark hair would appear and compel young people to commit acts of self-harm. Because young people are so fucking stupid that they're going to fall for this, aren't they? But anyway, it was a myth and it took hold, and it, as all these things do, they begin to sort of gather momentum. A few more bits of moss gathered on the ball rolling down the hill, and all of a sudden there's big uproar. We must clamour to stop this. Oh, it's wrong, it's wrong. Of course it's fucking wrong, you know. But it never really was a major thing to begin with. It was a prank, a hoax, which took off and became viral. Now, of course, the argument is that once it's gone viral, and if you have got this horrible, ghastly face appearing on someone's Instagram, Twitter, fucking, I don't know, like I know, I can barely master YouTube, and I still haven't got a clue about that. Compelling someone to do something, that's still an insidious urban myth that's become reality because it's there on your device telling you to do something. Anyway, because I love superstitions, I love folklore, I love all sorts of scary stuff, be it from yesteryear, from ancient times, werewolves, vampires, ancient mythology, but newer stuff as well. Yeah, lots of, in fact, that's scarier, isn't it? You've got, the hook-handed killer, the drip drip on the roof of the car. Oh no, there's a severed head, all that kind of shit. Yeah, I mean, I love all of that, and the whole way it's taken on a new aspect with the advent of social media. It just opens up a lot of new doors for it, doesn't it? And anyway, Momo. I made the joke the other day doing a video. I pulled my face up like that, with a big, stupid, silly ass grin, and I thought, well, looks like Momo. So I thought, you correct masks. Don't think I can argue with that right now. So why not get a Momo mask? There's loads of these masks out there, and there's hundreds. It seemed to like become like a huge mask deluge, like Pennywise masks, where there were so many variations and so many different manufacturers coming out of them. Some are complete tripe, just pure, absolute, the worst kind of dross you could imagine. But they all have that similar look, the big googly eyes, the sort of anime look, the long bedraggled jet black hair, the kind of freakish Joker-like grin. But there was a little variation on it, and I thought, like with Pennywise from the new It version, and I thought, well, I've got the old Tim Curry mask from the old 1990 TV movie. Why not get the Pennywise one? But oh no, I won't get him with just the smile and the makeup. I want him with all the teeth. Now you've seen it. I did do a video on it, and it's a great mask, and it's a great look, and it's more one of the unusual ones. So I thought, well, there's a few variations on the Momo, so why don't you get one of those? Don't just get the obvious one. No. So I did. I plumped for and stumped up for one of the cheaper versions because hey, I'm not going to waste money on this. What are you saying? Well, yeah, yeah, point taken. I actually did waste money on you, motherfucker. And you're gonna see it now. But you know what? It is freakish. It is scary. And it's not a bad mask. And I've got the variation on it. I have what's called the Hate Momo. And here it is! Ooh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that ghastly visage there. Yes, it's Momo. Now I've got there's a lot of bags in there, which is why it's looking a bit fat. Because this is meant to be sort of like a pinched look. Sort of like that. There you go. Bedraggled hair. One of them crazy, really bad. We all knew a girl in the 80s who had totally straightened and crimped out her fringe way too badly. So it just got kind of stood out like that. Like a low roof, you know, on an extension. And this kind of fringe does remind me a bit of that. I flattened it down, but when I got it, it was like, whoa, hey, it was up there like that. Like a very excited spider. And but the hair itself is long, very straight, and it's got that Ringu look, that typical J-horror look of some bewitched, cursed teen goth girl on a vendetta rampage, summoned by whatever means. And you know, the whole Momo thing is obviously very clearly based on the likes of Ringu and The Grudge and all that. So this sort of thing is prevalent in all that imagery. Now, there you go. Now this one's called the Hate Momo. Now you can see why, because rather ghastly wounds afflict this bitch. Look, and she's been stitched together. There's a few Frankenstein's monster style sort of salvaging of the flesh taking place. She's still got the big rictus grin, but there's these wounds here. That's a nice little snaky one there, isn't it? And it's like, I like this because I hate the insidious quality of people that try to inflict harm on other people via psychological means or whatever, and freaking parents out, because that's what this whole campaign seemed to be designed to do. It freaked out parents who were terrified of what their kids were looking at online. Some people might say that the whole thing was organised by the right wing because it then made parents look at what their children were looking at online and made them monitor them and just be more wary and more control. I don't know. That's just a little tangent that runs alongside the whole Momo legend. But here she is. So this thing would pop up on your screen and compel you to do stuff. Apparently, I don't know. I only heard about this kind of shit and I thought, that's stupid. But, you know, that's kind of a really freakish face. Yeah, if that popped up, I'd be kind of like, stay to you. But I like the way that this is beaten up, because this kind of makes me think that some irate parent has got hold of the Momo model that appears and compels and said, you made my 5-year-old boy put his hand in the toaster. I'm gonna fuck you up. You got eyes wide open? Well, I'm going to make sure you can never close them by removing your eyelids and everything around those horrible, vicious, bulbous, blocky, stupid bug eyes. And I'm going to hate you so bad. But yeah, so that's why I kind of like this. Now, this is a very cheap mask. This only cost me £10. People are going like, you paid £10 for that? Well, you know what? There are very similar masks to this, which cost 3, 4, 5 times as much, which do not have that kind of quality to them. The hair, folks, the hair's really good. Apart from that freakish fringe, which kind of reminds me of, who's that Bint on Strictly Come Dancing? Oh, God, what's her name? The big, ferocious fringe. Oh, the girl I swore blind I hated till the day I die. And I forgot her name. Oh dear, not Carol Vorderman. No, it's not Carol Vorderman. Who is it? What's her fucking name? Claudia Winkleman. Not Vorderman. Winkleman. Yeah. She's got hair like Claudia Winkleman. And if you mess around with this fringe, then you've got her completely. Only thing is, you're better looking, and I'd rather dance with you. But anyway, so there you go. The hair is actually really good quality, and get on this, folks, it's stitched in. This is not glued on in strips, it's actually stitched in. I'll show you. I'll take all this infernal stuff from out of its inner cranium. Now, we're not talking a full overhead mask here. I mean, the effect is such because you've got this luxurious mane coming down the back, but it is just a face mask. Look at that. It's just a face. There you go. Hey, just a face. And there's no strap, or is there? There is a bit of mesh down the back to anchor some of the hair in, and also to keep it down the back of your neck. In fact, there's me saying it's stitched in. Well, this has made a complete and utter liar out of me. It's because of this mesh thing. It's stitched into the mesh there. That's where the hair is stitched in strips, in lines of stitching. So the hair's not going to come out, is what I'm trying to get at. The hair's not going anywhere. And, you know, you've got this luxurious, silvery, silken mane of raven black hair and this bug-eyed bastard bitch of a face. Actually, I think you do need to work around with this hair because he seems to have a fair bit left, sort of uncovered here. But I think it's just the way that ridiculous fringe is. If you get it all right and the fringe settles down, you'll be okay. You've got pulsing veins here across the side of the cranium, which are a bit freakish, and well, the whole bloody thing's freakish. And you've got this sort of translucent quality. The latex is thin, but not as thin as you think. And you know, there's a fair bit of really overt detail here, as in the wounds. The actual normal Momo itself is just the eyes, that nose, the hair, and this rictus grin. That's all it is. It's all it is. And I think you'll find that when you see images of that creature, that's kind of scary enough as it is. It doesn't need any elaborate stuff going on. But I just chose to get this battered, scored, wounded, injured version, which is called Hate Momo. Oh, somebody hate Momo. Yeah, bitch. How'd you like that, motherfucker? But then you got like luxurious coverage of hair, and it's quite got some length to it as well. But I don't know if you can see this sort of translucent quality. Now, if you remember the film, the classic 80s sci-fi movie, The Last Starfighter, which incidentally they are really trying to make a sequel to right now. They've been trying to do it for years, but apparently I've heard on the intergalactic grapevine that, you know, there are further plans afoot since COVID and all that we're going to try and get this back on track. Who knows? And it's meant to be sort of a semi-reboot, but also a sequel to the original. So, but in the original, Lance Guest, the ever-personable Lance Guest, wins The Last Starfighter video game, which is also a trial, like Excalibur, and gets whisked off to fight the game he's just won, but fight it for real, out on the frontier, against the Kodan Armada, and this intergalactic race of reptilian bastards. And to keep him out there and make sure that his friends and family back on Earth don't miss him, they send down a beta unit. Now, I'm saying a beta unit because I'm from Britain and we say beta, but in the film, which I suppose is more accurate because that's the film that christened it, they call it a beta unit. So you had like the Betamax video recorder, Betamax, doesn't sound even near as good, but a beta unit. And that is this thing which is an android cyborg type thing, which will develop his personality, although it knows nothing about Earth culture, and it's played by Lance Guest, and it adds a lot of comedy and humour, and also adventure back home on Earth when Kodan hitmen, intergalactic hitmen, hit beasts, are sent down to Earth to kill the beta unit. But we do see it as it first arrives there, and it takes his form, and it's lying in his bunk bed with his younger brother, Well, his younger brother's in the other bed, obviously. Not together, that'd be wrong. That'd be a Momo stunt gone horribly wrong. Don't get any ideas. And but we see it, the beta unit turn around like that, a lie like that towards us, as its face is beginning to fill out with flesh and pulsing veins. And I tell you what, folks, it looks just like that. You go back and watch Last Starfighter, and you see that, and it's kind of pulsing, and the eyes are bulging out, So you could, at a push, go, well, yeah, this is my Momo, this is my Hate Momo, but really, this is my Last Starfighter beta unit. In early stages of chrysalis metamorphosis, transformation into the alter ego of the real human being who's gone off to pilot the Last Starfighter and save the galaxy against the vicious Kodan Armada. Who ever thought I could link Momo and Last Starfighter together? Well, you know, in all this excitement, even I didn't know I was going to do that. But hey, it is what it is. And that does look like that. Look at that. See, you can... If anyone's terrified of this stupid thing, just go like that, look at it. You look fucking stupid. You look fucking stupid. And you do. But it is a freakish sort of image. Can't deny that. I had a phase of being into the Ring cycle and the Grudge and all that sort of stuff. And then I grew out of it because it's just the same old fucking thing. One of these bastards would suddenly appear in a mirror or crawl out of a TV, and once you've seen it and once you've been shocked by it, you're not going to be shocked by it again. But I understand that that is a very creepy sort of image. So, I'm going to put this on. I mean, as if this wasn't creepy enough. But, as I say, it's a very flimsy... Christ, where are the eye holes? It's a very flimsy sort of mask. You'd have to anchor it down a bit better. But whether you're going to go to a Halloween party or a costume horror thing, event, it does look good. How freakish does this look? Hey, little Timmy, go and put your penis in the microwave. Yeah, it's freakish, alright, isn't it? So yeah, Claudia Winkleman meets J-horror. It's Claudia horror. Strictly Come Momoing. Yeah, now you imagine special lighting. You're at some kind of do. You've got a robe on, a cape, or whatever you've got on. Maybe you've got nothing on apart from this, and that would be frightening enough. I think you can see what I'm getting at. It is. It's a definite look. It's a definite, very stark, very overt image. It's got a sense of humour. It's happy. It's gleeful. But I couldn't resist. I thought, it's only because I literally, in that video, just a few videos ago, I pulled the face, sort of Richter's grin, hey, put a smile on your face. And I actually made the comment, I thought, like, you look like Momo. So I thought, hey, you haven't got a Momo mask, have you? Go get one. So I did. And this be it. Very flimsy. This is made by a company, I think they're called Molezu or Molezu. It's M-O-L-E-Z-U, I think. Or if you're in America, Z-U. I'll be Z-ing you later. If you say my name 5 times in the mirror, I shall appear and Momo-eyes you. But you know what? The wounds aren't bad at all. There's a nice livid, deep red to the gashes, and I think it's. I mean, I don't know. Some of you guys might know this whole urban myth better than I do. because I don't really know it at all, I'll be honest, and that's probably come across. But so I don't know if maybe the heart image is part of the whole mythos. I don't know. I just thought, because I'd seen so many where it was just the normal face with no wounds on it, and that was definitely scary enough. When you see it, just an imagery of the mask itself, you think, well, what the hell is that? But when you see a picture of somebody wearing it in subdued lighting, and you go, ooh, yeah, okay, that's kind of, it's got something to that, you know? And then I saw this version with its zombified, ripped up, decomposed desiccations and wounds, and these pulsing veins. I think the other version might have pulsing veins on it too. I don't know. But that kind of reminds me a bit of Michael Ironside at the end of Scanners, where Stephen Lack, as his scanner brother, is fighting back, and he's got the veins on his temple go, and he's going. So there's another film I brought into it, Scanners as well. Momo, you're so versatile. You've just got so many strings to your bow. The eyes are pretty good actually. I've seen a lot where they are unaligned. I mean, just after looking at them, I could see somewhere someone was wearing them and one eye was looking up, one eye was looking down. In the overall aesthetic of freakiness, I don't think that really matters. Probably only enhances its bizarre qualities. But at least this one appears, they appear to be fine. Nicely aligned, looking straight ahead. Ooh. So, but I will say something else about this mask as well. And it's a complaint a lot of people seem to have about people who don't collect masks. Or they get one for a particular do. Maybe like It's come out, or I want to be a terrifying clown. So they go and buy a cheap latex mask from whoever. And they go, oh God, I opened the box and it stunk. Oh, I left it outside in the back for 3 days. It still stinks. Well, I'm surrounded by these things, and I've got upwards of 800, maybe 1,000 masks now. And you think I'd be, oh no, he's gone nose blind. Bollocks. Most of them don't smell at all. The cheap, nasty ones do. And I'll be honest, this is kind of pungent. It is. I mean, this latex does feel and look a little bit strange. It does. I've got so many of these things. This is flimsy, and yet, you could fold this. I did a big rant about Ruby's masks being folded and creased, and you've got to work at them to get them back into shape. This, you could stamp all over this. You could scrunch it in a ball and throw it through the trees. But when you get it again and open it out, it's going to bounce back. It just is. It's cheap, I know, but it seems to work and to have this resilience and come back into shape and keep that look, which is great. You can't knock that at all. But it does have this rather horrible bloody smell. Yeah, it's bad. I know I stuck my beak right against it there, so maybe I am getting used to it and I've got to like really sniff up. But yeah, I should be immune to this sort of thing, but no, this one does. It does pong. It gets the top of your nose right away, but it also festers around the actual nostril hole area. So you're getting a double whammy. You've got the sharp one. Oh shit! What the fume, and then you've got this lingering sort of noxious pustulence floating about your nostrils. No one has ever described this mask as much as I have. There you go. You see. You could mess around with the hair. You could try to play around with that fringe because it definitely does seem a little. You can see there it's not sitting right. But I think there's ways and means of doing this. But I don't think it really matters. The overall look is just you will eat and drink bleach and then peroxide. And then you're going to lie down in the middle of the road. So long as you're under 5 years old and completely stupid, yeah, you'll do what this thing says. Yeah, my ass. But as a freakish creature, a modern bogeyman, bogey girl, it works. It's there. It's got a little sort of twist on the nose as well, which I kind of like. which is there. You know, it's not like a fault of the sculpting or the moulding on this, but it is like a bit of a sort of little, I don't know, a girly pixie sort of twist on the nose to give it some sort of distinction. There you go. You could play around with it. You could play around with the lips. I don't know. Why would you do it? Why would you be arsed? I think the beauty of this mask without the wounds is its stark, abrupt, vivid, in-your-face quality, where you think, well, that's not a monster, is it? But if that just suddenly loomed out at you, you'd be like, fuck me, you know? But this version, with the desiccation and the ruin, gives it a bit more of an edge, I think. It sets it apart from the rest of the Momo mob. But anyway, folks, there you go. I thought I'd show you this. It is a rather creepy, weird, insane, insidious visage. And I think, you know, the more narrow you can make it, the more longer and, you know, angular your face is, probably the better for this. You don't want to. You've got to have a big fat one. You look stupid, you know. That's just not going to work, is it? But you've got like a long sort of horse head. That's going to be. I think it's meant to look a bit more pinched. But anyway, there you go. That's happy. She's happy. It is a she, isn't it? It's definitely a girl. I'm not making some kind of gender mistake here, am I? Because, you know, God forbid I would offend anybody. Least of all you. Anyway, folks, I have been and always shall be Kilt-Man. I have been and always shall be drinking whiskey. I am in a kilt, of course. Don't know if you can see this. I'm wearing the dress Gordon. So, anyway, the skies are darkening. I think a storm's on the way. Another storm. Oh yeah, just beset with storms around here. I just can't believe it. No sooner is one storm abated than the next one buffets us. You know, we're not in fucking Hurricane Alley. You know, Tornado fuckingville in Middle America. This is fucking Merseyside, and why are we getting these fucking ferocious storms all the time? I don't know. Maybe it's because I offended the spirit of the Momo. The Momo say no to Kilto. Anyway, folks, I'm going to see you all. Momo, Jason Momoa. I don't know about you, but I feel like Chinese food now.